Hello there guys, it's Maurice here. Welcome back to another product review, and today I'll be doing a review on the Owepowe Eagle Skates. Now, I've never done mouse feet review in my channel, but I've tried a bunch of mouse skates ever since I got into the hobby like 5 years ago. This will be something new. Hopefully it turns out good, but this review will not be possible without Owepowe sending me their Eagle Skates for me to test and do a review on. So per my usual disclaimer, even though they did send this out to me, I'm not being sponsored by them. I'm not forced to say anything I don't want to say. Any opinions that I'll say during this review is my own honest opinion only. Let's talk about the packaging first. I personally really like the design of the Owepowe Skates design, but I think packaging is not really that big of a matter in this case. They're just good packaging with the Owepowe logo, and all the information you need is on the back here. Owepowe did send me 4 variants. They sent me the black large, white large, and white. So the difference between white large and white is just the normal dot size and the larger dot size. The exact size of these dot skates is 6.6 millimeter and 10 millimeter. So that's the size difference. They're both 0.8 millimeter thick, and the packaging itself comes with 2 packs of skates and 2 packs of alcohol swab, which is pretty much all you need. Now, the price of these skates are not bad. They are $10 each. You get 40 pieces on the small one and 32 pieces on the large one. Compare this to X-ray pad. I think X-ray pad is about $10, so you're saving roughly $1 going with Owepowe. So to start with this video, I actually did print out these 2 fingertip mouse model. They're mock-up of the G-Wolf's Fenrir mouse. On one, I have the X-ray pad Jades. Now, one of them went missing during when I was preparing for this video. When I was testing it, it was there, so just take my word for it. When I was testing, the other skates was there, and the Owepowe Eagle White. Now, the reason why I choose the Jades to compare the Owepowe Eagle White to is I think this is the most similar skate in terms of the competitors, the category, like the speed skates category, and X-ray pad being the slightly more expensive model is quite a fun comparison. Now, if you look at the color of the skates, the Owepowe Eagle White is a little bit more dyed. I think this is not pure 100% PTFE. I could be wrong, but comparing it to a much more kind of translucent white colorway of the Jade, seems to me this is more like the 100% pure one. But that really doesn't matter because the performance matters more. And I can say the initial friction of the Owepowe Eagle White actually feels much faster than the Jades. The dynamic friction as well feels much faster, even though they are the same width and thickness. The Jades is a little bit more on the slower side of things, but when I say slower or faster, I'm not saying like control or speed. The Jades is still a very fast skate. The Owepowe Eagle White is just a tad bit faster. Now, you don't really have to take my word for it. I did kind of do like a objective testing with the mouse pad being tilted and the mouse just rolling down, and in that video, the Jades being the slowest does kind of prove my point. But again, it's not objective. It's not the most objective testing that I could have done out there, but that's what I observed when I was actually using these 2 mice. And on my A9 Plus review, I did mention that I use the Eagle White skates as well, and it does feel really good. Before I did the Eagle White, I was using this on the stock skates, and it feels night and day. It's really fast skates, and the initial friction is incredibly low. Now, there's not much to talk about fast speed dot skates in general, but I did try the Eagle White on plethora of different mouse pad. I have the RGT Veloce here. They are speed pads. I tried it on the LGG Saturn Pro, Temple of Dream, some Omega Glass pads as well, and more mouse pads. Of course, I'm not going to mention all of them. I think there's 10 at least. And out of all of the experience, I really like the initial low friction feeling of the Eagle White. I'm not sure how this is because it's a fresh skate. I have been using the A9 Plus for 3 months with the Eagle White, and it still feels really good, but I don't know if the performance will stay the same after a few more months of using the skate. The Jades, of course, retains its speed quite well. I'm not sure if the Eagle White will perform the same, but that's pretty much it for the Eagle White. Now let's talk about this. This is the Eagle White large skates, and honestly, it's a very fun mouse skates to have. I've never had a larger diameter dot skates before, but this is honestly really cool. Now, comparing this to my experience with the normal dots, it's not as fast. The initial friction between these two, it's not comparable. The normal Eagle White still feel much more floaty with a much more faster feeling skate. Meanwhile, the larger one is a lot more on the control side of things. It's not too slow, but it's like a tad bit slower than the Eagle White. The benefit of going with the larger skates is that if you have a super soft mouse pad or an X-Soft Artisans, for example, this won't dig in that much. I use it on my LGG Saturn and my experience on the larger ones is actually much more better with the normal dots, as I do have the softer variant and I do tend to push into my mouse pad to get control a lot. So I like the inclusion of the larger skates in their website. Now, they did not only send me their speed skates, they also sent me their control focus, slightly harder material Eagle Black. And now that I think about it, putting it on the OP1 is not the smartest choice I could have done. It's definitely hard to see, but they are there. And honestly speaking, I do love the Eagle White and I did praise it quite a bit, but the Eagle Black just does not do it for me. And in terms of being a harder material with control in mind, using it on all of my cloth pad is a horrible experience. On my RGT Veloce, which is again a much more speed focused pad, this thing just scratch a lot. It has a very tuggy feeling to it, and I understand that control means slower, but this feels like the mouse is fighting with me. And if you like that experience, you would probably enjoy your experience on the Eagle Black. But personally, as someone who always go with a faster skate, this is just not it for me. Now, the material that they are using on the black is a treated UPE, so it should be much more stronger and last longer on glass pads. But personally, even on glass pad, I do not enjoy my experience with the Eagle Black. And I can actually give a comparison on what I actually much prefer, and I will give that to the Obsidian Air. This is a much more glass focused skates with control in mind. It's not super fast, but it's also not super slow. And of course, it's not really fair to compare a barebone mouse to something that actually have internals. It doesn't feel that bad at all, and I much prefer the Obsidian Air in terms of just using it on my control pad and my glass pad. I don't really get that tuggy feeling or that long or that very kind of like hard to move feeling on the Eagle Black. The best example I can give is when you're doing micro movements on the black skates here, it just doesn't feel that good. And in games that I play, especially something like Valorant, where those micro adjustment is very important, I find myself missing a lot of my shots on the Eagle Black. Now, I know that it's mainly for glass pad and me using it on my cloth pad might be the wrong move, but honestly, even on my glass pad, I much prefer the Eagle Whites. I've tried the A9 Plus on my glass pad and I much prefer the experience I get here compared to my Eagle Black on the OP1. Both mouse is used on the Konami Minami, and I still much prefer the speed skates for glass. I don't really understand the benefit or the reason why you would go with this control focused skate. And if you do want a controlled focus skate, get the Obsidian Air. I think this is a much better, harder material skates. And if you want my personal recommendation for a glass mouse skate, I really like the Unusual Way Silver Fox. I think this is a very goated glass skate. I just really do not enjoy my experience on the Eagle Black, but I do recommend getting the Eagle Whites. This thing really feels good to use, and on all of my mousepads that I've owned, I really do enjoy it. Now I would want Owepowe to like release a full-size skate for the X2 CL, for example. That would be amazing. So that's about it. There's not much to talk about mouse feet compared to mouse in general. I did kind of like yap a lot, and again, thank you Owepowe so much for sending these out. I really do appreciate it. I will put their link down in the description below if you are interested, but of course I'm not affiliated. I am not forced to say you should go buy it. Alright, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any other question regarding the mouse skates or any other skates in the scene in general, please do leave it down in the comment section down below. Try to answer them as soon as I can, as fast as I can. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down. Tell me what you hate. I can probably improve that in the future. And that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.